Hi, I'm Steve Butterfill and I'll be teaching a course called Philosophical Issues in Behavioural Science, from individual to collaborative action.
That is the worst title I've ever
heard. It is actually the worst title. Let me tell you something about it.
No.
The first third of this course is about action. Deep philosophical issues, long-standing, puzzling, perplexing, among the events that make up your life. Which are the actions as opposed to merely things that happen to you? What's your contribution to the world? Recent discoveries in behavioural sciences, including psychology and neuroscience, can help us to answer those questions.
You mean this is pseudoscience?
Rude,
not philosophy.
But yes, fair. It isn't exactly pseudoscience for this reason. The discoveries in the behavioural sciences don't directly allow us to answer those philosophical questions. Instead, we've got to be a kind of bridge between the two things, the philosophy and the science. What we've got to do is to try to take some philosophical ideas to generate new theories and predictions in science, and more relevantly for us as philosophers, we're going to try and take those discoveries from the sciences in order to adapt our philosophical perspective to get new inspiration for these old and long-standing puzzles. So our job is to be a bridge between the two. Now, the second part of the course, and the larger part, 2/3 of the course, is really about collaborative action. When you and I do things, very often we're doing them with other people. We walk together, we cook together, we build towers together. Our capacities for collaborative action are foundational for any kind of social structure. So there are a lot of puzzling questions about these that philosophers increasingly over the last decade have been pushing. What is it for us to be acting together as opposed to in parallel but merely individually?
Like us.
You're just interrupting.
Acting
It's not
together.
really acting together, is it?
Oh.
But never mind. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We can also ask questions about whether it's possible to share mental states, and if so, in what sense? Can you share an intention with somebody, for example? And we can ask questions about the limits of formal structures, like game theory. Can we model collaborative action using game theory, or are there limits to our abilities to do that? So yes, here's the course, Philosophical Issues in Behavioural Sciences.
Is there some place I can find out more?
That's a good question. I did prepare a webpage actually, Philosophical Issues in Behavioural Science.butterfill.com. Eventually here you will see the weekly exercises, the lecture notes with all of the readings and recorded material. At the moment there's not much there, so you might want to take a look. You're in the way. Psst.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You might want to take a look at the moral psychology course. That's not running this year, but it's a good example of how I'm going to run the Philosophical Issues in Behavioural Science course. So, thank you very much for listening. It will be great to see you, not you, it will be great to see you on the course next year.